I discussed that with the Secretary of Finance and the Executive Secretary. And in fact, I think the existing body, I think PACC, we have already an existing PACC under Malacanang office. I think Presidential Action, something. I think it's PACC, but yeah, there's an existing body that investigates such. I think that's the one. Yun yung tinawagan ni Executive Secretary, inquire about how can they do that investigation. So it's now with the Executive Secretary.
Sir, may timeline din, kunyari kung it will start, gano'n. Kasi yung, kung sila lang, sir, wala silang ibang other agencies na kasama po sa grupo.
I really can't answer that. I think it's best for the Executive Secretary to answer that. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm the most interested person to expeditiously and judiciously investigate everything about this issue.
Sure. Balikan ko lang po yung uli po ninyo sa ating presidential. Meron ba pang mananakot ng shipment yun? Batay po sila ng mga pag-aaral? Posibleng napunta sa mga
I'm not really one of the investigators, but that is really what we are trying to find out. If there are related shipment to that shipment that we have apprehended. The counterparts from China of the investigating service of the Bureau says there's none, but we will not stop from that information, although they are the ones who provided this information to us, kaya siya nahuli. We will still look at every angle, baka po meron iba. So that's why I really want this investigating body who will really seriously look into every details of this.
Sir, yung sinasabi po sa relaxan kahapon about po sa Faeldon sa loob ng DOC na kaya daw kung gusto sa yung budget deficit ng pamalan in 2 years. Ano po masasabi ko po, sir?
Yun din yung narinig ko prior to my assumption. And I have been trying to look for that for 1 year. Pero talagang medyo mahirap eh. I've been asking our 12,000 importers to please convey to me kung sino itong mga nanghihingi. Yung 12,000 importers, talagang kahit isa wala pa po eh. So this is very timely. Blessing in disguise na ito si Taguba finally nag-surface dahil involved siya dito. Because I'm sure he knows a lot about this and he can definitely pinpoint some people here if there is really an existing activity. As you can see, because these importers, they are really erring importers, a lot of them. That's why, if you see our record, I have already suspended and cancelled at least 800 of them, their accreditation, to put pressure on them to talk. Kasi the reasons, this is always the reason why they do not want to divulge the names of these people inside the Bureau who are asking money. If there are people really indeed asking money, they are afraid they will be out of business. So I make them out of business already, 800 of them. And another 1,400 are under investigation. By the end of September, and by September 15, the investigation of this 1,400 will be completed. And a lot of them, hundreds of them, I'm sure, will be joining that 800 that's already out of business. So this is how serious we are in stopping this smuggling. So I welcome Mr. Taguba. Sana he can really pinpoint and substantiate with evidence itong sinasabi niya, because if this is true, talagang napakalupit ng sitwasyon natin dito. We have to stop it immediately. But we really need people to stand by their affidavits and really produce evidences that we can really use to prosecute people involved.
Commissioner, sumagi mo ba sa inyo dun sa makailang ulit sinasabi sa inyo ng ilang mga mambabatas kahapon, mga video ways of people, nagiging pa ng mga opisyal ng Bureau of Customs? Sumagi ba sa isipan na mag-review na kaya kayo? Ganun?
You know, I want it. Yeah, but that is not the way I was chosen here. I would like to announce again that when I was first asked by anyone, and until today this is still my answer, ano bang alam ko dito? There is none. Wala akong alam dito eh. But I only know one thing. Saying no. Yun lang alam ko dito eh. Magsabi ng hindi. And I've said no to a lot of people already. That's the only qualification I have. I can say no to anyone. And I'm sure these people that have said no, these importers, thousands of them have already punished. You have Mighty who have SOCOM already. Don't forget that it is the Bureau of Customs who raided Mighty. That's why they are now paying at least 25 billion to the government and closed their shop for 75 years. I have already apprehended representative smuggling of petrol. That's why that case is now at Court of Tax Appeal. It's two big vessels and they want to get their vessels worth of billions, but I didn't allow it. I want the resolution of that through courts. So I'm also running after previous anomalies here, worth of billion, where a big organization is involved. See, I can say no to anybody. That is only my qualification here. So I will continue to say no. And those people who try to influence the Bureau in any form of malpractices, I will continue to say no to you. I warn you when I assume office, huwag niyong gawin sir yan at magkakahiyaan tayo. And now we are now at this point that magkakahiyaan na tayo. Please stop it because I am here to work for this country. Yan ang marching orders ko, not to work for anybody.
Sir, tanong ko lang po, if after your meeting with the President, would there be any changes in terms of the procedures, operations, as a result of the...
No, the President doesn't micromanage. Yeah, that's really how the President does his thing. He allows the agencies to try to find out how corruption can be eradicated, how the agency can improve its system. Everything is, he leave it to the agency concerned. He's not a type of person who micromanage. He gave us his general orders, that is to cleanse the Bureau, clean it in any form. Corruption, drugs, everything, anti-drugs.
Pero from your end, sir, may babaguhin ba kayo?
Ano po?
From your end, sir, may babaguhin po ba kayo sa process?
Yes, this is what I really want our legislators to ask me. My job here is to chart the strategic direction of the Bureau. That's the job of a Bureau of Customs Commissioner. Not to supervise, not to micromanage, not to do the job of an agent. That's why I want, please, I am appealing to our legislators. Why don't you ask me what are the strategic directions of this Bureau? What are the reasons why there is corruption here? What are my analysis? What are the solutions I will be proposing that will permanently eradicate corruption here? What are the weaknesses of the Bureau? And what are the programs we have in place to correct these weaknesses? These are the things that I really want them to ask me, because that is my job, not the job of the employees. See, if I will do that, that's going to be micromanaging it. And there's no change that will permanently affect what we want this Bureau to be. So I really hope that at the end of this, before the end of this investigation, they will start asking, what's the real job of a commissioner? And what are my plans to put in place permanent reforms to permanently eradicate corruption here, to permanently stop smuggling here. See, and to make the Bureau more efficient, at par with the practices all over the world, and to make the trade facilitation here more lucrative for international trading to come into the country. These are the things that I want them to ask me, because those are my job, not the small things that our operatives are doing. So please, I am appealing to you, ask me. So because I have plans, not just plans, we are on the way to put these permanent changes in the Bureau. Hindi lang po ito kathang isip pa eh. Because the new CA Customs Modernization and Tariff Act has provided us this latitude to restructure and put in place the new capability of the Bureau. And this is what we are working so hard. That is where I am so focused doing every day. And if you want to ask them what are these, then you can enumerate them.
Sir, can you give us examples?
Okay, corruption. The biggest problem in the Bureau is corruption. 115 years, this Bureau is the #1 most corrupt government agency in the eyes of everybody. So what's the problem? First is the procurement process of our personnel is a big problem. What is the procurement process? We allow politicians, government officials to send their people here, force them in here, Okay, si congressman, si konsehal, si barangay captain, si governor. But believe me, most of them also have importation companies, forwarding companies. So their people here are here to protect the interests of their bosses. So until we fix that procurement process, that first, corruption here will continue. So our legislators have a big hand in putting to stop this faulty, defective procurement process. You know, the complexity of the job of the Bureau of Customs is so different from the rest of the law enforcement agencies. We are law enforcement agencies in the sense that we are in charge of the border security of the entire country. We are in charge of securing any proliferation of contraband to the country. That's an exclusive and sovereign mandate of the Bureau. Now, we also are mandated to do the revenue collection, see, and of course, trade facilitation. So we have three major functions. Now, all of these are very prone to corruption. So we have to first address the issue of procurement of our personnel. Legislators can come up with a legislation prohibiting any government official that has supervision or power over this agency to make recommendations. Let's leave to the President the power to recommend. Anyway, it's the President who has the power to appoint. See? Eh, masama pa, kung di mo pagbigyan, magagalit pa sa'yo, personalin ka pa. So that's first. Second, corruption, to address this corruption. For 115 years, this Bureau has never had a training institution. In all the world, they all have customs academy. Some customs in the world pass through their employees for 4-year academic training. What is the importance of this training? Okay, granting, hindi natin makuha yung barring the recommendations of these politicians into the Bureau, or recommendation of those who have interest here. This academic training will be used, majority of their time, this is how they do it in the entire world, majority of their non-academic time will be spent to grind them, to mold character that is incorruptible. See, if you are weak, if you are corrupt, you can never pass the grinding process of academic training. So that when these employees will complete that training, when they're out there in the field performing their duty, they are incorruptible. Pangdidirihan nila ang anumang klase ng corruption. We don't have training here. Pagkapasok mo, may 1 hour yata orientation, nandun ka na, looking for the welfare of your bosses. That's really what's making this Bureau so corrupt. Why can't we see that? Okay, but by October, we will start our class 1 ng academy natin. We'll be recruiting 3,000 in the next 2 years. All of them will now pass through this academic training. We will grind them as what we wanted to be. But as the time goes on, all these old people here will be retiring, resigning. In due time, lahat na po ng empleyado dito bago. But it will help the process more effective and easier kung that legislation will be passed. Because this is a very complex agency. Law enforcement, and we're dealing with billions of pesos every day. The temptation is so high. So the character of people here must be very strong. They have to refuse, they have to reject in their system corruption. So these are not just plans. As I said, by October 1, the class 1 of the academy will start. So these are not just plans. We have planned out of this, we are putting them in place. Okay. Border security protection. Border security protections, this is the mandate of the Bureau that addresses smuggling. Okay, let us see what's really the situation of the Bureau. When we start in July, in June 30 last year, again, let's please educate everyone, because you can help the Bureau, fix the Bureau. The capacity of the Bureau for its X-ray machines is 16%. 16%. In the entire world, it's 100%. What's the relevance of these X-ray machines? It's only the X-ray machines who can actually see what is inside those container van. It cannot be determined by those document analysis that our risk management system is put in place. It is only document analysis that this risk management system is doing. What is inside those container, hindi po niya yan makikita. So if you lie, like EMTD, instead of cylinder, ang nilagay niya doon is footwears, the risk management system cannot detect that. That's why in the entire world, most of customs pass through their containers 100% in an X-ray inspection. And again, out of the 10,000 containers that comes into the country every day, a maximum of 16% can be subjected to X-ray because that is the maximum capacity of our X-ray. In other words, again, sinasabi ko sa inyo, while we are talking here, 84% of chances of succeeding if you are bringing into the country any contraband is highly possible. Every day, there is 84% chances na magkakaroon tayo ng mga kontrabandong pumapasok. And until we have put in place a 100% X-ray capability, these chances of bringing contraband to the country is 84% as of today.
What are you doing to compensate for that, sir?
Yes. So again, what we have done, this year's budget is previous administration's budget call. So this is not our plan. But we did not just stop by saying this. We went to DBM, worked with them to do some realignment of budget, and they have granted us X-ray machines, budget for X-ray machines that will put these two ports into 100% X-ray capability. We are now in the process of finalizing the terms of references because these X-ray machines cost us around $2.5 million. So when this procurement will be delivered, these two ports here, the biggest in the country, that accounts for at least 50% of all these containerized imports, will now be subjected to X-ray machines. And we also have included it in our proposed budget for 2018, procurement of another 6 that probably will make this problem fixed by 80 to 90%. But if the Congress will grant us emergency procurement for this X-ray machine, that's better. So that we no longer have any reason for the entry of contraband to the country. Not just here in our ports. Let's talk about in our airports. When we assume office in July, we only have 1 X-ray machines in our international airports. And you know what? There are 19 carousels there. Meaning the carousels are the places where these baggages will come out. 19 po yun. Isa lang po ang meron tayong X-ray machine. So that's how loose the security of our country as far as entrance of contraband. Again, we did not stop there. We don't have budget, but we go to the BM. We appeal to them, please provide a special budget so that we can put in place X-ray machines in our airport. Every day we get liquid cocaine, ecstasy, for a very small capacity. If we will put, and these smugglers, you should know that they know our weaknesses. They know that. By August 23, that is the last day of the delivery of the 18 more baggage X-ray machines. So we're hoping by the end of August, all these X-ray machines, of 19 of them, will now be able to secure the airports. So these are the things that we are putting in place. So these are my job. These are the jobs of the commissioner, putting in place the permanent reforms in the Bureau. No, it's not emergency. Meaning the DBM can just make that. I think adjustment of some budget policies. Well, this is not my agency. Yeah, maybe some of them really don't like me here because I told them right in their face, sir, hindi pwede yung hinihingi nyo. Pagkahiyaan tayo, but I don't agree with what you want to do here. I don't want to name names, but this is what they want. They want me to influence the promotion board so that their people here will be promoted. And I tell them right in their face, I will never dip a finger to influence our promotion board. Why? Even that is a form of corruption. Even the smallest infraction that I will do here, all the reforms that we are trying to put in place will put to nothing. No one is going to believe in the reform we will be doing here. That's why I do not want to do that. See, that's why maybe I have cut some out of them. But that is it. I told them I know nothing about Bureau of Customs. I only know one thing, to say no to anybody who wants to influence. The processes here that may look like corrupt practices to me. And I will continue to do that. Marami. But the rest naman, their requests are reasonable. But please, I'm appealing to you. You know that your request is a form of corrupt. And you insist at magagalit pa kayo. My God. Shame on you. Shame on you. Stop it. This is not your country. This is not your property. This is not mine. This is the country's Bureau of Customs. This is the Filipino People's Bureau of Customs. So don't act like you own this. Please. This is not your private property.
Commissioner, balikan ko lang po yung binabalik natin yung sa ng taka. Sa inyo pong mga analysis, yung magbasa ng mga sitwasyon, meron pa rin umiiral na taka system hanggang sa mga sumunod.
Nakita natin sa CCTV, there are some people, I really do not want to speculate. Speculation of a head of agency that I cannot substantiate may be very too irresponsible. But what I can say is, yung mga nahuli natin mismo sa CCTV, there's still some form of corruption here. That's why I really welcome the revelation of Mr. Tagubo. Sana makapag-shed siya ng light. That's really verifiable information so that we can really prosecute. That is what I really want here. For people who are receiving this money to be punished and be booted out of the Bureau. I believe there are some people who are still very, very honest. But I also believe that there are some people here who are really engaged in that kind of corrupt practices.
Sir, aside dun sa lumabas na rin before na allegedly na community speaker address, meron pa po bang ibang government officials na may nilalaping Bureau personnel na i-promote po ninyo or ilipat sa better position?
Ganito lang gawin natin. No, I do not want to humiliate anybody. They're all workers in the government. But again, I'm appealing to you. Stop it. Stop it. Because it doesn't do anything good to this country. Alam niyo yun na mali yan. Don't mess. This is a very corrupt bureau and you try to make it more corrupt. Please stop it.
Sir, have you mentioned to the President who these lawmakers are who try to influence you?
No, hindi naman ako nagsusumbong eh. It's not my type. See, I appeal to them directly. See, if that's their old way of doing it here. That's why I'm appealing to you, stop it. Because it won't work anymore. Magaling na kayo sa akin, try your best to boot me out here. Every day, do it every day. But as long as I'm here, I will continue to say no to you.
Sir, nalaman ko lang, interview mo kayo dati, sinabi mo meron na may bagong rule dito sa customs na bawal na yung merong backer. Eh, bakit patuloy pa rin namin yung mga ganyan? Kung dati pa namin yung situation na yun.
Hindi, talagang bawal na. And that's why we are rejecting it. That's why I've cut the hair of so many people. Kasi hindi na namin pinapalusot eh. So that those requests are no longer granted. So, talagang nagkakahiya na kami. Ibig sabihin, I don't really want to name them. That's why I look at them in the eyes. Look at you man. Sa isip ko lang. Ikaw yung maraming pinadala sa akin request, kaya galit na galit ka ngayon. Di ba? See, that's why, please stop it. Reklamo tayo, this bureau is so corrupt, but you continue to try to populate it with corruption.
Sir, mga promotion na bang hinihingi sa inyo?
Hindi lang eh. Isipin mo, they want to, even designations, reassignments, oh my God, that's really, diba? That's really bad. Pati yung assignment, ituturo pa sa'yo, oh, dito mo yan lagay, ha? Why will I allow that? O di sila na lang mag-commissioner so that they will take the responsibility of all the stupidity here. So I'm the one being blamed for our lousiness here, but they're the ones trying to put some people here who are so lousy. See? So that's why I don't want. Tomorrow they may succeed in putting me out here, and that's going to be the happiest day of my life. Who wants this job? Come on. This is not the job for me. Pumuti na ang buko dito eh. Ha?
Tinutukoy niyo po na you can say no. So, bukod po doon sa mga promotion, halimbawa, assignments, ano pa po yung tinanggihan nyo? Let's say, may nag-offer po ba ng mga pera sa inyo?
Ay, marami po. Pero, example, 86 containers in alert. Kasi sobrang baba nung kanyang binayaran. Ang daming tumatawag eh. Oo. Eh sabi ko, sir naman, marching order ng presidente, kahit piso, no tolerance to corruption tayo. Sensya na kayo. Yeah. Those are almost occurrences every day. Yun yung galit sila. Because they used to save millions of pesos every shipment. Now they have to pay their dues. See? And every day. So these are the things that we are confronted every day. That confronts us every day. Yung ganyan. Yung kalakaran nila na palakasan. No, hindi pwede. The officials that are with me today, they're really very serious about it. I cannot do this without them. And so they're the ones that are really implementing this reform. They just asked me about the president is the number one issue with the president is corruption. Dapat not ang term niya, not of corruption. Dapat wala ka, or he will kick you out. That's really the issue here. So you really cannot sit here as a commissioner if you have reasons to be a corrupt person. You can't deal with the people here. Hindi ka tatagal, maghapon ka lang, he will succumb to corruption. Yeah.
Commissioner, kasi he's saying na yung refusal mo na i-appoint sa pwesto yung mga gusto nilang i-assign is also the main reason kahit kaya kung nila kayo na bababa sa pwesto since they one were appointed before.
Hindi naman siguro. Maybe they see that I am not fit in this job. I give that to them. That is their claim. And I respect them. And I'm again telling you this, I know nothing about customs. I only know one thing, just to say no to you. If you try to corrupt this bureau. Yun lang alam ko.
Sir, will you make a quorum, right?
No, because this is not a job. When I was asked to do this is specifically a mission for me to fix. See, they can kick me out anytime, but this is a mission for me. I'm a soldier. I said yesterday I will not quit from a mission, but you can always kick me out anytime. See, that's not my. You know me. For those of you, once I am engaged in something, mamatay tayo. We will continue that fight until the end. You know that.
Sir, balik lang po na yung sa risk management office. Sinabi niyo na mayroong neglecting natin. Kasi kaya nakalusot yung shipment. Kaya dun sa and then may kapaguhin ba the way they do their work dun sa risk management?
Nakausap ko siya noong May 30 and I informed him that initially we have seen that there's a neglect of duty in your part, so I'm suspending you. So I also advise him, he's a lawyer, but I also advise him, find a good lawyer because we have a strong case against you. Now, it is a neglect of duty. The system is still working, but it is the inaction of that officer to put those data that will be detected by the parameters, that's why it went green. This is the question. Bakit nakalusot? Yeah, nakalusot siya. The shipment arrived in May 17, it was released in May 23, then 26 na huli natin. Bakit nakalusot? Dahil dumaan siya sa green lane. Not express lane, not super green lane. Green lane. Dumaan siya doon. Next. Pag green lane ka kasi, normal process. Just pass, just pay your dues, and lalabas ka na. Now, bakit siya dumaan doon? Drugs siya. Unang-una, hindi naman drugs nakalagay. Footwear, hindi declare. So, itong risk management system is just a document analysis. It analyzes the document. Ngayon, pag yung dokumento mo ay tama naman ang pagkakasulat, ay hindi naman niya automatic yan i-read. Now, para mag-read siya, there are parameters established. Specifically, EMT is a new importer. So there are two parameters na pwedeng mag-read sa EMT. Pangalawa is sole proprietor. Under the existing parameters, when this EMT shipment arrive, is two, new importer and single proprietor. Ngayon, itong RMO office did not encode the data na pag dumaan siya dun sa risk management system, it can be detected by the two parameters and automatically magre-read siya. So, yun yung neglect of duty. Hindi yun nalagay. Those parameters. Those data.
Base sa investigation, posibleng neglect of duty lang ba itong sinag-quote or posibleng kasabwat din siya?
We will not conclude sa usapin yan. That's why I asked for an investigation of an independent body. You know, even the result of our investigation will be very truthful, because it is Bureau of Customs, nobody's going to believe in that. So what I did is to recommend I wrote a letter last week to the Secretary General of our organization, the World Customs Organization, because it is the World Customs Organization who are real expert in this. So he had already responded to me. We have exchanges of emails already. Even the head that will going to conduct the investigation, the enforcement group head of the World Customs Organization, and his team will be going here soon to investigate this system. They will study the system, not the criminal liabilities of people. They will not mess up with that, but this system, so that we can determine exactly if there was tampering and if this system is still working, everything. Now, for your question is, as far as we have seen today, there is a real neglect of duty. Aside from that, we are still looking for it.
Commissioner, ito pong tanong pwede niyo pong sagutin mo. May nabanggit ko ako po sa fiancé. Isa sa kinukonsider yung mga nag-share sa inyo. Pwede niyo bigyan rin.
Oh, showbiz mga tayo.
Showbiz mo.
I have a very beautiful fiancé. I love her. So, on the night of that, ayaw ng mga congressman, di tayo magsabi ng totoo. In the night of that 25th, of course, we're on date. The details of that, I evoke my right to remain silent, or privacy, right to privacy na lang. So, pagka umaga, I have to move to Bulacan, and I need a lawyer who can advise me on the specifics of the law. And she's a lawyer, so please join me there, and please brief me about the specifics of the law that covers this operation, so that I know how to handle it. That's just it. That's why she advises me. The rules of evidence, and other laws that covers that operation. Just, yun lang yun. Hindi nga nakaligo nung pumunta ka mo rin, galit na galit eh. But she was on handy kasi magkasama kami. And girlfriend ko, siyempre, masaya ako na she got absent from her routine for that day para lang samahan ko doon. That's just it. Yun. And yung issue ng mapanganib daw yung raid, hindi na po mapanganib. That is because 10 hours na yun after several teams of our operatives have occupied the area. So there's no more danger. But even then, she enjoys practical shooting. She shoots well. So she can also defend herself. Yeah.
Commissioner, doon po sa mga tumatawag sa using their influences to be easy on certain shipments or yung mga namimili ng pabor, ano po yung ginagawa ko natin dito, or do we have actions over this or we shrug them off?
So, simple lang mo sinasabi. Yung kadalasan, I will check if there is irregularity in the assessment done in your segment. Pero talagang wala naman eh. So, pag tumawag uli, sasabihin ko lang, ayaw ni Presidente talaga ng korupsyon. So, hindi namin mapapigyan yung request mo kasi tama po yung assessment. Kailangan niyo pong magbayad. Kailangan niyo pong taasan ng bayad niyo. Tapos, kung mababaw yung, minsan kasi may timbang, kilos yung basihan, less than 20% yung kilo niya, siyempre kinikilo natin yan, yung mga mabibigat, mga tires. So, in-explain natin, please correct it. So, yun yung ginagawa natin. Dati, nakakalusot yan. But under our watch, we will not allow it. So, this one, ito yung hinaharap natin dito araw-araw. 10,000 containers every day are coming into this country. And 12,000 importers. Once 12,000 importers, gusto makatipid niyan eh. Makatipid siya ng 1 million every shipment, that's still 1 million. Makatipid siya ng 10 million every shipment, that's still 10 million. That is what we are being confronted every day. Yun yung problema. And again, itong mga nasuspendin natin, mga kaibigan ko na mga matatalik yan, the 800 that have been previously enjoying what they've been doing here. Every day talaga nakikita ko yan. Pwede na akong, di ba? Nawalan sila ng hanap buhay. But kasalanan nila. They repeatedly did it. In other countries, isang beses ka lang magpa-accredit. Permanent, lifetime. But even the smallest infraction against the law, importation law, permanent ka na rin mawawala ng accreditation. And that is what we want to implement here. I need the support of the public. And of course, the officials that has supervision over this bureau.
Sir, tanong ko lang po yung Kit, di ba sinasabi yung mga share siya information sa hearings, kung balak niyo ba siyang kausapin para to formally siguro file a complaint against those chair and DOC personally po?
No, I will not interfere with the process of the inquiry by the Senate and the Congress. And even if there will be a body to conduct a full-blown investigation, I will not interfere because I'm not an investigating individual. So let the group or the body that conducts the investigation handle him. Isa pa pala, no? There's a disagreement between the concept of operation during the delivery of this controlled delivery. Okay, let me make this very clear. All of the pronouncement of Director Wilkins Villanueva of PIDEA are true. Napagpasok niya, galit na galit ako. Tama yan. Siya rin nagsabi na, dito sa amin sa customs, ginagawa namin ang tama. Contextually, correct siya. But this is the specific term I said. Let's do this correctly as it is. Huwag natin baguhin yung katotohanan. Let's conduct this operation truthfully. Who are inside that room? I called for Estrella, the head of customs, the lady lawyer of NBI, and Director Wilkins Villanueva, and told them that I want the delivery of only one cylinder na lang. Why? There are several reasons. Hindi tayo pinapatapos. Yun ang problema dyan sa inquiry sa Congress. Isang linya pa lang, puputulin ka na. So your explanation, hindi mo masasabi. There are several reasons why. First, PIDEA operatives were informed 9 a.m. They arrived there past 1 o'clock. That's more than 4 hours since we informed them. Okay? That's even longer than the time we received the information from China and the time we already operated it. Because we got those crates within 3 hours when we got the offer, considering that gabi pa po yun. Okay, so if he arrived earlier, those procedural errors that we have committed could have been corrected earlier. And I accept yung sinasabi niya, there are several procedural errors of the Bureau. That is exactly true. The evidences were contaminated by some people because they don't have gloves. That is accurate. Some people have take pictures with those drugs. That is accurate. All his pronouncements are accurate. But there are facts that he did not mention. And my reasons for disagreeing with his concept. Okay, these are the reasons. First, I want Mr. Chen, the owner of that warehouse, to be charged. Because doon po nahuli yung under the dangerous this is their law, their own law. Anybody who helps facilitate the importation, transportation of any drugs of whatever amount and purity, the maximum punishment po niyan ay life imprisonment. So naturally, Mr. Chen, the owner of that warehouse and the consignee, is already a suspect. And that's why I want part of the drugs to stay there as an evidence against that owner of the warehouse. Because the controlled delivery we are conducting, hindi tayo sigurado kung mahuli pa natin si D. Because umaga pa lang, hinihintay na niya yung drugs. We keep waiting for the people that's supposed to have the mandate to do it. So magdidilim na, hindi pa nagagawa. And we disagree. They want all. Narinig niyo siya. He wanted all na dadalhin doon. I do not want every drugs na dalhin mo doon. Pag hindi namin nahuli si D, ibabalik namin yung drugs doon. That's a bigger legal problem. And then makakawala ngayon si Mr. Chen. That's why today, we still have a case against Chen. Because 500 kilos that was left there is, per the record, nahuli doon sa kanyang warehouse. Now today, lumalabas sa investigation that Chen could probably the real culprit here. That's why, those are the reasons why I wanted it divided. Hindi dadalhin lahat. So I stand by that decision,
And if the situation arises today, I will still do the same decision. So yun po yung disagreement namin ni PIDEA. So the PIDEA are the experts. Let us recognize that. They are the experts. But this is just a disagreement on the concept. And it just common sense to me. Okay?
Okay pa rin kayo sa PIDEA?
Oh yes, dahil mga senior natin yan eh. They are our seniors. They are the experts. So it's just I understand the sentiment of Director Wilkins because he's the expert there, and a non-expert has opposed his decision, but I stand by that decision.
Any other questions? Yes.
Hindi ba napag-usapan na maglagay na lang sila ng mga grupo ng PIDEA dito para mas madali sa mga operation as well technicalities?
Maganda yun eh. That's why that's the purpose of our command center. For every law enforcement representative to be part of that command center. So once our office here will be fixed, in a few more months, they will now have a permanent place here. So yun yung intention. That's really the intention, to invite them to be permanently embedded, their representative, in all the activities of the Bureau.
Sir, any more details as to your
Other details, I do not know if this can be discussed. So we talk about other things. I didn't get a authorization to discuss that with you. So I just talk about the main issues that I'm sure you're very interested to know. Again, performance pala. Hindi nila masyadong pinapansin eh. For the first 1 year, ano ba ang performance efficiency ng Bureau of Customs? 97.3. Ano ba ang attrition law or passing rate? 92%. So we are way above the attrition law. We are 97.3% average in the first 1 year. So let me make this very clear, because there are some legislators who were feeded wrong information. So this can be verified sa Bureau of Treasury, because diretso naman din yung pera, at saka sa finance. The first 1 year of President Duterte's term, our revenue efficiency is 97.3. So napakataas po nun. In the entire world, find a bureau that attains 100% and go to me. Pakainin kita ng burger. Yeah. Okay? Thank you very much.